होगी। बहरहाल अगर हम किसी को कह दें कि छोटे छोटे लोग इतने बड़े बड़े हीरो बनाते हैं तो खुद क्यों पीछे रह जाते हैं, वेरी ब्यूटीफुल से। और दोस्त होता तो एहसान कर, दोस्त होता तो एहसान जरूर जताता, एहसान जरूर कर देता। और क्या छोटे शहरों में भी सिर्फ वालिदैन अपने बच्चों की कमजोरियां कोताहियां देखते हैं या बड़े शहरों में भी ऐसे? मेरा ख्याल है कि हम सारे वालिदैन कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहे हैं,
सोच में होता है मुझे लगता है।
हम उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते जैसा वो है, उसकी खूबियाँ नहीं हमें नजर आती। हम उसकी वो चीज़ें देखना चाहते हैं उसमें जो हम अपनी लाइफ में मिस कर रहे हो। बड़ी जाती है लॉ अपलोड कर रहे हो। Yes, Pakistan should be seen as the country which produces art, and art should be encouraged and should be displayed elsewhere, so our artists get an expression. Thank you very much, R.M Naeem. Especially the residency program that you are offering to local young artists and also international artists is just remarkable. Okay, I have a list here, and I think in that list we're going to invite a wonderful lady. Let me just introduce the lady first, and then you'll get the name. Also a solicitor, studied at the best law teaching universities abroad, especially done a lot of things about workers and workers' condition. Also raised a lot of money for many organizations, for non-profit work, co-founder of the Rising Star Foundation and fundraiser, working in a non-profit organization to develop hidden talent within Pakistan and provide the opportunity to individuals to realize their full potential. Remarkable human being. Please put your hands together for Nuria Iqbal. Please, Nuria Iqbal.
Maybe know them, maybe raise them, and maybe be them. When I was invited to this and I saw that the title was crazy, I got the idea that somebody out there must think I'm a little strange or weird. And for me, that's a huge compliment, actually, because for me, crazy means creative and thinking creatively. And I think in a country, in particular like Pakistan, where there is so much potential, that is something which is a great talent or a great asset to you, if that is how you think. Actually now, with the age that I have, what is it that I see of myself? And for me, I think when I look at the qualities that I possess, and I think it's very important for everybody to know themselves very well, to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and with experience and with time, that is something that you learn. So for me, I see myself very much as somebody who brings change. And in this respect, living here in Pakistan, since I've been living since 2004, what I feel very strongly about is I want to change the face of philanthropy. And I don't mean it with any disrespect, but a lot of times when people think of philanthropy, you know, where women are also, in particular where women are concerned, it's very much like, acha, so you know, like what women do, like just in their like spare time or whatever, or when they're older, they do a little bit of charity work here and there. But for me, philanthropy is not that. For me, philanthropy should be seen in the same way as you see the corporate world. It is innovative, it is dynamic, and it is creative. And for me, I think one of my biggest strengths is the ability to bring people together. And for that purpose, what I now in my life, where I have come to, I want to bring people together to do good. So this is just about things that I have set up. One is I'm the co-founder of Rising Stars Foundation, which was previously known as Pakistan Rising. We are a charity that operates schools for underprivileged children. We have 4 schools in Swat and 1 in Ud Sharif. Why education? Well, for me, education has always been something that I felt very strongly about. I was very privileged enough to get an excellent education abroad. And for me, when you think of a country, their greatest asset are their people. And the best investment that you can do is to invest in your people. And the only way that you really do that is through education. We run 5 schools. 4 are based in the Swat Valley. 3 of those are in remote mountainous regions. They're pretty much the only schools in their entire area. 1 other school we run in Ud Sharif in southern Punjab. Our schools, now we have over 1,200 underprivileged kids that we educate. We work in tandem with Developments in Literacy, which is another charity. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. I think there are great charities out there, and I think it's good for charities actually to work together and to combine their efforts. So all our teacher training is done with Developments in Literacy. We have our teachers from Swat who've never even left the Swat Valley, who come to Islamabad and during the school vacation period, and they have all their training done, and they come there, we even show them the sites they've never seen, parts of their own country, and to also, improve their skills. I'm also the founder of Labour and Love. Labour and Love is a social enterprise which is specifically set up for impoverished women. It's another thing that's very close to my heart, being a woman myself. If we look at Pakistan, if we look at basically any country, practically half of your population is women, is female. If you do not bring those women up to the right standard, how are you ever going to reach the full potential of your country? You can't. So this is specifically set up for women, to train them in handicraft skills. And we run now, we have 2 stitch centers that we run. One is in Sheikhupura, in a village just outside of Sheikhupura, and one is in Mahmood. We provide women we teach them in different handicraft skills. Women are welcome to learn from us, and then they can go home and they can set up their own stitching, business on the side, or if they want to, they can stay with us, and then we provide them with work that they can do. We actually didn't start it up with stitch centers. We started up as home-based women workers. Because for me, I felt like so many of our women, they also have their families, they have their homes to run. They can't get up and go somewhere else for work. So the idea actually started so that you could give women work in their homes so they could work at their leisure and they could earn an income. So we actually provide women with all the materials that they need. They don't need to go out anywhere. A trainer goes, they teach them the sample that they have to make, and judging on how good they are, then we give them the order. So we'll say you can make 20 of these or 30 of these. And women are paid per piece they make at a rate above the market. The idea is that, yes, we do make a profit, but not such a great one that we are going to exploit the women in the process. And whatever profits we make, they go into running the organizations. The third endeavor that I do, which I founded myself, is the Fundraisers Bargain Basement Sale, formerly known as BBS. The idea behind this, it actually started in 2005 when the earthquake had taken place. And there was a bunch of us and we wanted to raise money quickly, and we thought, how do we do it? And I came up with this idea because I thought this would be a great way of raising money fast, with very low expense, but with a maximum payback. And the idea behind this is that we get different brands, designers to donate items for free. They can give us their old stock if they want to. They can give us whatever is their new items. It depends on how generous they are. And we sell that for 50 to 60, 70% off, between 50 and 70%, with all the funds going straight to charity. Now, for somebody who believes in philanthropy, I'm actually the worst person to ask anybody for money. I have a problem with that, and I think that that is because actually intrinsically I find it very difficult, and I find it very difficult to ask people to do something which they should want to do voluntarily. So I believe that it is your duty to give back, and I find it very awkward to ask people to do it. So how is it that I managed to do these different things? And the basic trick is you just fool people. So you fool people into giving without them knowing that they're giving. There are very few people who will do selfless acts. You don't come across that many people. So I believe that if there's something in it for everybody, then it's like a win-win situation, and that's how it works. So how do I apply that to my endeavors? So when it comes to the Rising Stars Foundation, the way that I have raised a lot of money is through actually art auctions with the international art auctioneers Bonhams in London. So the thing over here is that the artist donates some work of art. The proceeds go for charity. For the artist, why would you do that? Well, for the artist, there's kudos that you are actually selling on an international market. Your name is in Bonhams. You get all of that publicity. From the purchaser's point of view, you get a fantastic piece of art. And just by the by, there's charity. For Labour and Love, it's the same thing. We raise money through our products. So we try very hard to design beautiful and unique items where people will purchase it because it's beautiful, not because of the fact that it's for charity. We also run an Iqra project, which is an initiative of Labour and Love, which is to raise money for education, making products celebrating the word Iqra, meaning read. This was started in Jordan with Princess Salvat as our patron. And then we've also teamed up with Sahar Bashir here in Pakistan. With the fundraisers, how we raise funds, as I said, we look at charities that are doing great work but are having problems raising money. What we look at is we're trying to create a platform for businesses to give back so that they can do their corporate social responsibility. And here, exactly the same way, you get free publicity for those who donate, and for those who come to shop, you get great bargains in the process. The event, we started in 2005. In 2014, it became a much more public event. We raised 25 lakhs. In 2014. 2015, we raised 50 lakhs, with all funds going for charity. And then our last event, which was in November last year, we raised 1 crore in 5 hours. And this is just some statistics on our thing. We had 100 volunteers. We did the whole event in 5 weeks' time. Over 5,500 things were tagged. I mean, we have a really strong team of volunteers. We had 175 brands supporting, 60 raffle partners, 1 crore raised, 5 hours, 800 plus happy shoppers, and we supported 6 charities. What was our impact? We supported Rising Stars Foundation for our schools, giving 30 lakhs to them. We supported Sham Shahabuddin Convalescent Home, which provides medical treatment and accommodation to sick and needy patients of Mayo Hospital. We supported Pink Ribbon Pakistan. We gave them 15 lakhs, and they are going to be putting that towards the building of the first breast cancer hospital for women in Pakistan. In Pakistan, every year 40,000 women die from breast cancer, so we believe that's a very important thing to do. Bali Memorial Foundation we supported with their old people's home. We had done that also in the previous year, and we're told that we actually are the only people who have ever given for their old people's home. So we felt that we needed to continue that commitment as well. We also supported Todd's Welfare Foundation, which looks after sick and neglected animals, and Giving Tree Foundation, which they provide comfort tote bags to cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. Now, why do this? My actual background was not philanthropy. As you know, I actually was like a corporate finance lawyer. I've worked abroad in London, in Moscow, in Paris. And I came to Pakistan in 2004. I had a little boy at the time who at that stage was 7 months old. And when I came here, I went, around Lahore and whatever. And I think sometimes, sometimes when you live in a place all the time, you don't see it clearly for what really it is. But when I came from a different place coming here, what I saw was something that, it was actually, living in England, the thing that I learned the most and what it taught me was that everybody is equal. Funnily enough, that is an Islamic concept, that we are all equal. But in Pakistan, which is an Islamic country, I really didn't see that existed. For me, I feel very strongly that I am exactly the same as everybody else. and it is just fate that has put me wherever I am. I believe that the world there are the haves and the have-nots. You cannot make everybody rich. Maybe everybody doesn't want to be rich. But what you can do is you can help elevate those who are struggling and bring them up to your level. And we all have the capacity to do that. And for me, I think when I came to, and I believe that within everybody there is philanthropy and there's kindness and compassion, and you could just bring that out. So the future, well, naturally I want to expand every endeavor that I'm doing and bring on more people on that journey. For our schools, we want to expand our schools, build more schools in these areas. For Labour and Love, it's a case of, bringing more women and getting increase in sales. And for the fundraisers, we want to now do another sale, which will become a home sale, and we're looking to do that in April. We want to open chapters in other cities. We're setting up an e-commerce store, which is just like any e-commerce store, except the fact that items are donated, and at your checkout you can choose which charitable cause you want to support. We are going to start a BBS seal of approval, which is that we will vet charities, and those that we will do our due diligence on and have a look at them, then we will bring them onto our panel of charities that we support. We are starting a BBS community program, which will be bringing community in to support the charities that we're working with, bringing children, students, individuals, and last, the BBS consultancy services, which is to actually, because we have a team of over 100 volunteers, people who are professionals, and to go into charities and advise them on how they can raise their funds. And at the end of the day, I just wanted to say that, when I gauge whether or not I'm successful or whatever, I think I look at my kids. I have 3 children, 13, 9, and 5. I have a husband who's a very busy lawyer and politician, but each of my kids, my 5-year-old has on her bedroom wall a bargain basement sale poster. And she says, Mom, I'm gonna run this when I'm older. And I'm like, yes. And then my both boys in the car, they go to me, Mom, when you die, so do we become CEO and CFO of Labour and Love? And I'm like, yes, inshallah. I hope that it becomes that big. Thank you very much.